grind is out to see the song. We'll be making these tunes until the weed is gone. We sonic boom, keep the metaphor going. From the farm to the lab, but you already knowin'. Another season from the seed to the bong. It's a never-ending cycle, so we never stop growing. Check the style, y'all, I've never been a clone. Cali dad, I got a style on my own. I live in the forest, no shortage on trees. Got a jar in every drawer full of foliage. OG, cooling with my homies on a Saturday. Up in the studio, no matter what the forecast. Gotta let the angels out, don't listen to iconoclast. Put on the boombox, turn up the...
All right, what's up, Brad Nation? Back at you with another video on today. I want to talk a little bit about the presser a little bit today. I'm not going to talk about what Brad Holmes said because I feel like he said the same thing several years ago, and he keeps saying the same old thing. It's the same old jargon with Brad Holmes. Nothing really changed in the presser today. I really ain't see no aggressive talk. He did hold himself accountable a little bit, but at the same time, it's either Brad Holmes is going to evolve or he's going to get left behind. Either Brad Holmes is going to evolve or he's going to get left behind. It is what it is in the National Football League. It's either you're going to evolve or you're going to get left behind. Brad Holmes is going to have one of the busiest summers I've ever seen in my life for a GM. Number one, you're going to be losing a lot of players on the team. There's a lot of these guys that just cannot be brought back on the team. They cannot. Now, it may be a couple guys that we may be willing to give another opportunity to, but it better not be Marcus Davenport. I think his time is up in Detroit. Maybe Levi may get another opportunity. Maybe Josh Pascal. I don't know. They may get another opportunity. I don't know. But at the same time, you don't want to see them running back with the same guys because it's not working. Most of the guys that we keep running it back with, they're injury prone and they're not helping us. Brad Holmes in the offseason, he's going to have to be the most aggressive that he's ever been to get some of the best players that's coming into this draft this season. Whether he's drafting an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, a cornerback, a safety, a linebacker, a running back, backup quarterback, whatever you draft, wide receiver, whatever, you're going to have to be aggressive. And the players that we get on this team need to make an impact, whether they're on the offensive line, whether they're on the defensive line, whether they are in the secondary, wherever they may be on this team. We need to finish what we started. And Brad Holmes is either going to evolve or he's going to get left behind. A lot of teams are going to be aggressive. Brad Holmes has never been aggressive in his tenure with the Detroit Lions, and I don't really expect him to be that aggressive this season. But we're going to see. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong on the way that Brad Holmes is going to do things this summer. The way he's going to do things in the draft. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But at the same time, the only thing that I can say is when you are a GM, your job is to make an assessment to your team, see where the holes are, and fill them. Your job is to bring talent on the roster, period. That is your job as a GM, is to bring talent onto this football team. And that's what I expect from Brad Holmes this offseason. There's going to be a lot of players on this team that are going to have to get their contracts restructured. Jared Goff, maybe St. Brown, maybe Aleem McNeil. There's going to be some guys on this team that are going to have to restructure their deals. If the Lions want to make it to the Super Bowl and they want to get top-notch players on this team and better talent on this team, some guys are going to have to be willing to take a pay cut. What do you think Tom Brady did? How do you think that Tom Brady was able to win all those championships the way he was? Tom Brady could have been the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League, but he decided to not get all of the money, but to invest some of the money into the team so he can have the players to play with in order to get to a Super Bowl. And Jared Goff is going to have to do that. St. Brown may have to do that. Aleem McNeil may have to do that. Hutch, whoever, some of these guys, whatever, they may have to sacrifice some of their money in order for this team to get better. It just is what it is. If you want to get the team better, you want to get a good offensive coordinator on the team, because you're going to have to pay Mike McDaniels, and he's going to get paid top-notch money to be an OC in Detroit, because you're talking about a coach, a guy that was a head coach becoming a OC again. So he's going to get top-notch money. And then you're talking about the approach to free agency, the approach to signing your players, in the re-signing some of these players in the all season. I mean, it's so many willing and dealing moves that Brad Holmes is going to have to make. His head is going to be spilling. But it's the same old jargon, man. I really didn't take anything from the presser, but the same old thing, man. Only thing I really wanted to hear is that he was going to hold himself accountable and say, it's on me that the team didn't make it to the playoffs this year. It was on me. I had an opportunity to get this team better, and I chose not to make a move. That's the only thing. I think that's what a lot of fans was waiting on to hear from Brad Holmes, more so than him just doing all of this talking and all this meaningless talking, and it really doesn't mean nothing, because you're going to have to either evolve or you're going to get left behind. That's just flat out, Brad Holmes. You're going to either evolve or you're going to get left behind. Teams, good GMs, do what it takes in order to make their football team better. Howie Roseman does what he needs to do, and I'm not saying that Brad Holmes has to be a Howie Roseman lookalike, but you better be close to it, because they are very aggressive. They are aggressive. And the Lions, they can't afford to just be sitting back and looking at and twiddling their thumbs, sitting at their desks on draft day. They need to be making things happen. Even if you decide not to bring back David Montgomery onto this team, you might have to get some capital for him. It's cool. It is what it is. Sometimes the team has to change. Jahmyr Gibbs was drafted to be the #1 running back in Detroit. Yes, he struggled carrying the ball up the middle and things of that nature, because the offensive line just was not there this year. We didn't have Frank Ragnow on the line. The offensive line has been banged up, hurt. Penei Sewell has been playing hurt. Taylor Decker's been playing hurt. It's just nothing but injuries, man. Last year, it was injuries to the defensive line. This year, the secondary. Both of our starting Pro Bowl and All-Pro safety, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, goes down. No one knew that was going to happen. We didn't know that we were going to lose both of our corners. We didn't know that Enos Rexstraw would not play. We didn't know that Terry Arnold was going to go down for the season. We didn't know this. But we have to get durable players on this team. We have to get athletic people on this team. And the biggest thing is that they need to get guys, if they're going to draft another defensive tackle, they need somebody that can pass rush. Not just run stoppers. They need somebody that can rush the passer and get pressure up the middle. They do need that. And that's the reason why we keep clamoring for a edge. Now, I don't know if we're going to keep Al-Qadim Muhammad. I don't know what's, I see the money that he's going to make. And it's annually, around $8.3 million, maybe a 2-year deal or something like that. So maybe he's looking at possibly getting maybe a 2-year deal, maybe 16, 17 million, something like that. And if we don't pay that, maybe it might end up being another team that's willing to pay him, because he did have a career high 11 sacks. This is the first time in the franchise that you see Hutch and another guy get double-digit sacks, and that was Al-Qadim Muhammad. So Brad Holmes is going to have to do some soul searching, and he's really going to have to be busy this season on figuring out how to get this team better. That is his job. That's his job, is to get this team better. Your job is to assess the team, see where you need to fill the holes at, and fill them, and make this team better coming into 2026, because the ultimate goal is to get to a Super Bowl. The ultimate goal is to get into the playoffs, then to the Super Bowl. And this year, we did not get to a Super Bowl, so we regressed this season. So we're going to see if Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are going to be aggressive when it comes to the draft and when it comes to picking up players on this team to make this team better in 2026. This is all going to be on Brad Holmes. It's not going to be on Dan Campbell. It's going to be on Brad Holmes because he is the one that decides the talent on the roster.